What was your first reaction to I Am Music by Playboi Carti?
All right, so this is some of the most mindless music that I've ever heard.
Don't you ever disrespect Little B, the bass god, and his descendants.
You asked me, I'm telling you. That's my first reaction. So yeah.
This is the most mindless.
Some of the most mindless music.
Okay. As you were thinking that, did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed some records on it, yeah.
Okay.
Out of the 30 songs, yeah, I enjoyed some records, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Mindless. I agree.
Yeah.
There's very little thought process put into the intention of the words that man is using.
I can't tell you what he said whatsoever, except,
Bit like Beaver.
His girl loves her Skims.
That he said, she deserve a ring. Bitch, it can't be me.
Let's stop the music. I wonder. I gotta try that out.
All right, man. Camera issues. But okay. Carti dropped. Damn. I'll go through I'll fish through that shit for like whatever conversation was in there. It was the anonymity conversation.
Okay.
So most of that will just have your face or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So yeah. So what songs off the album were you really fucking with?
So yeah, I mean my favorite records from the album were the ones with features primarily. So you got the Rather Lie with The Weeknd. You got Trim, We Need All the Vibes, Backdoor. And yeah, those were like the standouts. And then I like This One Got It. That doesn't have a feature, but that's at the end of the album. So yeah, because just for me, a lot of it just it's not for me. I don't know, and maybe it's because I'm 34. The internet said if you're over 30, you shouldn't be listening to it anyway. So maybe it can connect to me in a way. But you seem like you're a Carti fan, so I don't know.
I would look, bro. It's hard for me to say I'm a Carti fan. Carti might be the first nigga that I'm a fan of in years since Ye.
Okay.
Since Drake, actually, I was a Drake fan for
Wait,
for a little short period, bro. You know what I mean? When I
found out. You're not a Drake fan, no boy. That's
fan,
That's
like, because a fan
That's
really
crazy.
implies something. Like, I'm too critical of Drake to be a fan.
Okay.
Like, I'm very critical of this nigga.
Yeah.
So I really can't call myself a fan.
Real fan. You
kind of go along
you
with
be
shit.
like, fuck that. Yeah.
So Drake's a great rapper. Let me just say that as often as I can. I'm not a fan. I criticize the nigga too much. I'm a Carti fan, though, bro. Because look,
okay,
you gotta understand. I wasn't a Carti fan at first. When Carti was running around with Uzi, with Rocky and that, I wasn't a fan. Because at that point, he was doing the same thing that every other, was doing at that time. Every other descendant of Little B, that's what Carti was doing at that time. Right? Then, one day, this nigga stopped showing up to anywhere. He disappeared from the earth.
Like Avatar.
Bro, I don't know. Bro, he disappeared like Harry Potter, bro.
When the world needed him the most.
Facts. He took himself away. But, and then when he came back, it was a very long period between Die Lit and Whole Lotta Red. Okay. Wasn't a fan. Wasn't looking forward to it.
I didn't even know. I wasn't tapped in at that time.
Bro.
So I don't. So for me, he just disappeared, and then he popped out as a vampire, and it's just like I didn't understand what was going on.
I don't understand what was going on with that, except for the fact that he was putting on a terrific show for whoever was watching. Because if you really do think about it, that a vampire is a very mysterious, shadowy figure. Yeah. They have been banished from the earth for thousands of years or whatever the case. They stay out of the light. They in the dark. They're what's the word? They're bad boys. You know what I mean? They're a little dangerous, but some sexy or whatever the fuck. So when I wasn't into none of that. when I came back into the fold, it was Christmas Day, and I had to drive to Tennessee to visit my family. And Carti had dropped the album that day, Whole Lotta Red.
Okay.
And nobody liked this album. But when I was listening to it, I realized, like, oh, he's going somewhere else with it. What he's doing is he's marrying the ideas of rap and punk rock.
Yes.
He's really bringing up not just the imagery.
That's evident, yeah.
Not just the imagery, but the actual sonics, the not just the imagery, not just the sonics, but the attitude.
Okay.
It's the attitude. It is a rejection of rap in the same way that punk was a rejection of rock. It was a rejection and an acceptance. So what punk was basically a lot of kids saying, we don't have the equipment to do what is popular. So we're going to do what we want to do using the broke equipment that you guys left in the trash. And using broke equipment, you come up with a lot of broken sounds. A lot of shit that's not necessarily making sense to the average ear. But if you're very talented on it, you can make it work. And so
that makes sense.
In a lot of ways, that's what Carti was doing. He was eliminating rhyme from rap, removing the rhyme, removing the structure of chorus, verse, chorus, replacing it with energy.
Yeah, screams,
attitude. Ah!
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, B. I love all music.
Fear.
But I'm too much of a hip hop guy.
Hold on, fear. I gotta say that after everything you say.
I'm too much of a hip hop guy to fuck with the just the rock and roll shit totally.
Bro, hip hop is rock and roll, bro. Like we invented that too, bro.
Okay.
We invented that too.
It's a derivative, a different genre, totally, right?
Facts.
So this, genre blending is cool in some capacities for me as a listener. I think X did it, right?
He brought the distortion in. So he did something very similar to Carti.
I like X. Trippie Redd does it.
Yeah.
Right? I like Trippie Redd. This, though, I didn't know what the hell I was listening to.
Fear.
So
that's what you listening to?
Like,
fear.
A lot of those other guys, I feel like rap a lot more. So they do. So they give me something to go off. Like, I can't just go off of like loud noise and screams.
See, that's where y'all gonna say I'm dick riding, bro. I'm glazing Carti now because Carti doesn't give a fuck. That's the thing.
Sure, it's working.
It's like whereas X was thoughtful enough to actually rap for us, like they want some raps too, man. Like let me give them some raps. Carti said X already did that. I gotta take it further.
Let me credit Uzi too for that as well. That way.
Fear, bro.
And I like Uzi as well.
But here's the problem. Okay, so here's the problem with Uzi, because Uzi was trying to do what Carti is doing. Uzi too closely emulated rock. He tried to actually be rock. Like if you go back to the Pink tape, you can actually hear where he repurposed like rock songs from rock bands and tried to do them through, and it's just not interesting enough or good enough. It got to be one of the two. It has to be really good or really interesting, and it was neither. So I think that's where Uzi kind of lost people, and now Uzi doesn't know where to go with it. You don't really know where to go. So let me just go through I'm gonna just go pop out.
Because
Shawty gonna let me crush.
I don't have that much to say.
All right, pop out fire. Got that energy. Crush. I'm not gonna lie. Crush is something I didn't know Carti could do, but he had Travis with him on that one. That beat, that choir inclusion, the literal. He didn't. It's like a 4 8-bar verse, maybe like a 6-bar verse. The rest of it is just "Shawty gonna let me crush." Repetition over and over and over again. K-pop. He released this as Ketamine a year ago with a nigga playing guitar in a dirty bedroom, and they just moshing together in the dirty bedroom, just really painting like this is the scene. This is what we're doing. It's just me. It's not about no fat asses. It's not about no bad bitches. It's not about my blackness. This is just about what I'm portraying in front of you. It's a lot like what Ye did with the Bound 2 video. Let me place myself in the middle of traditional white imagery as a black man.
Okay.
That's what. So K-pop old song, and then the song off the biggest song off this album is Evil Jordan. Again, it's a song from last year. I wasn't even fucking with it last year. But right now,
I did see it charting.
I fuck with Evil Jordan. Mojo Jojo, that's the first Kendrick Lamar feature as the ad-libs.
Mm-hmm.
Fire, Philly Okay, Radar, that beat hard, Rather Lie, we already know what that is.
Rather Lie.
Fine Shit, I don't like that. Backdoor.
The girls like Fine Shit.
They love that. Fine Shit. I don't like that phrase or that song.
Yeah.
I just don't like the like fine. That's fine shit right there.
Shit.
Okay, bro. Like, stop it, bro. Stop. Backdoor Fire, Toxic.
Backdoor. Hard.
I don't even know what toxic is. Munyon, I hate that phrase as well.
Munyon? You don't like Munyon?
Munyon?
I haven't said that in a long time, but
it's the same number of syllables as money. Let's just say money. Anywho, Crank Hard, Charge Them Hoes a fee. Pluto, thank you.
Trim.
Charge them. Good Credit. Kendrick again. Fire. Nigga, what else do we need? Nigga, we already at 20 out of 30 is fire. Nigga, what are we doing, bro?
More like, let me
Nigga,
stop.
you're about 47 years old. Yeah. You have 7 kids
More
or something.
Like 5 out of 30.
All right, bro. I got a good...
but you are, I'm telling you, right now in real time, you're making me want to go back and listen. Bro. Because to be honest, after it was so much music, I'm like, yo, all right, I think I had to get through it. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, I got my records I like. I'm gonna just run those. But your enthusiasm and breakdown is making me want to go back and tap in. For sure. I'm
gonna already tell you this. You are too old. You cannot tap into this. This is like the fountain of youth right here. You can't get back here.
You but older than me.
I'm the youngest, bro. I'm young at heart, brother. I'm young forever. Forever young. So yeah, but it is, for me, it's not even about that. I'm looking at the art of it. For me, it's never about, are you barring niggas up? Mm-hmm. Like that. My whole thing stopped being about bars when I moved to Atlanta. Because I realized when I got to Atlanta, bro, I'm not going to be able to hold these rappers in Atlanta to that standard, because that's not what they doing. So I got to understand what they doing.
Yeah.
So bars kind of, for me at that point, died. And I think for most people, bars kind of...
Yes. But that's when the melody... That's when the melody came in.
That's when the melody...
This is not like a huge melody thing, so...
It's not.
This is not, yeah.
This is energy. This is emotion. This is... yeah. Fear. It's that, bro. You gotta turn up, bro. Like, So we are too old for this. That's what... Long story short.
I guess. I mean, music is music, though. I mean, if it's good music, it's good music. I feel like anybody can enjoy it if it's good, right? Or if you understand it, right? So, but you have to want to try to understand something, as opposed to, even if it's different than what you're accustomed to. So, like, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to everybody. Like, I remember my parents listening to 50's second album. I had the second album, The Massacre.
Yeah.
We were listening to a song in the car.
Yeah.
It was in my CD player, but I was like, yo, put my CD on.
Hey,
They put it on. They were like, yo, what the hell is he talking about?
let's go back. We got to take this to Sam Goody right now.
What the like? So they just didn't understand. Like,
Yeah.
They're not rap fans. So, you know, it's like, feel me? And they didn't want to understand.
Let me ask you this: if you listen to that same song off the Massacre today, will you enjoy it?
Yeah, for sure.
What song?
I love 50. It was called I Don't Need 'Em.
Okay.
It was called I Don't Need 'Em on the Massacre. It was like towards the end of the album. Yeah.
So I've been
That's
trying
like a
to
core memory for me for some reason. I was like, I was in high school and that. But yeah.
In a lot of ways, I think that we try to paint that difference between so what the youth does is they come through and they see what we did and they say, okay, I don't want to be that. I want to be different. And they know how to replicate what they did already. So I'm going to do something totally new. And in a lot of ways, the fact that your parents didn't understand what was going on, that's why it's a core memory, because that's you being able to really celebrate your own autonomy, your own separation from them. So when we see kids doing super weird shit and be like, why are they doing that? The reason why they're doing it is very simple. It's because they want to find their own space.
Yeah.
And they want their space to be totally distinct from our space. Because if you start to really think about it, what is cool? Cool is what the youth
driven, yeah.
Is moving towards. Yeah. It's not what whoa, this is fire. I made it myself. I'm 70 years old. That's not cool. That's good work. That's a great job. Cool is why though? But why does it work? Like, that's not supposed to work, but it does. That's what cool is. And so at a certain point, we do have to replace everything that makes sense with shit that makes no sense. And then we get to the point where we replace that with things that make sense. And so
it's a cycle. Everything contributes. So again, I respect the creative aspect of things and the art, like, for me. But it's always gonna be subjective, and it's like you can look at a painting,
yeah,
and be like, oh, I see this, I see that. And the other person can be like, nah, I just see some ish on the wall, right?
You know what, bro? I don't look at paintings. I'm too cool for that. Okay, I'm very cool. I don't look at paintings at art museums. I listen to rap songs. That's what's cool. Yeah. I look at thoughts on Instagram and stuff like that. I look at fine shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's cool, bro. You're too sophisticated.
I try to be a little bit of both. You know what I mean? You gotta do a little bit of both. You know what I mean? You gotta be multifaceted, you know, in that regard.
That's a fact.
Eat chicken wings in a strip club and then go look at art.
I'm not that cool. I ain't even gonna get into that right now. So, quick question: is Kendrick Lamar lame for trying to be cool like Playboi Carti? Is Kendrick Lamar clout chasing by featuring on this Playboi Carti album?
Nah, no, I don't believe so. I mean, he's an artist.
Is he being hypocritical?
He's one of the. No, I don't think so.
Because Playboi Carti is a dad be dad, and you know allegedly. He called out Drizzy Drake allegedly. Yeah. He called out Drake for that same infraction. So is he being hypocritical for now featuring on Playboi Carti's song?
Nah, because I think that was just in the context of a battle, right? So it's like, I don't think you're going to say whatever you need to say in the midst of a battle to bring down your opponent, right?
That's a fact.
Now, moving forward in the music business, I don't think in terms of recording songs with people that's a non-negotiable for him. That wouldn't really be smart. Because you would do records with no one if that was the non-negotiable. So I think it's just him being creative, him hopping into a different space, and, you know, showing us his versatility as an artist. And he contributed some vibes to it. So I don't think it was that deep.
Yeah, I think that, you know, as an artist, you do take in other art. And you feel a way about it when you take it in. Like, if you're the artist that makes thoughtful records, when you hear that energy record, and you see the crowd go crazy and you feel that same energy, you say, I want to make an energy record now, bro. Like, I want I want that at the show. Like I want them kids to be able to, you know, feel that vibe.
Yeah.
And I think as an artist with integrity, you try to do that through a framework that still allows you to express your message.
Yeah.
And so for me, Kendrick didn't change his messaging, though he was on a beat with Playboi Carti. So, and more than that, I think there is sometimes a certain necessity to put the message in the medicine, or like the medicine in the candy.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, sometimes you do have to use deception in order to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Kendrick is being hypocritical. I don't think that if Drake started rapping about new stuff, he would be hypocritical. I don't think if Carti started rapping about new stuff, he would be hypocritical. I think that at the end of the day, the message is what's most important. And the message I heard Kendrick Lamar giving on the album was the same one. Like, hey, I'm me. I don't care about all the shit that y'all care about, but I notice y'all care about it, so I'll talk to you through that framework.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not the numbers. I'm not the jewelry. I lost it on tour. I'm me.
K. Dot Ski.
Shout out to
yeah, shout out to Carti on a successful debut. You know, not debut, but on a successful, you know, sales. And, you know, we'll see what happens moving forward. He might have more music on the way.
You know what? Actually, he does have more music on the way. Because I'm his ghostwriter. That's how I know. But now he actually dropped another song last night. And honestly, I made all the points about it. But here's the last thing I'll say about Carti. I would love to pull up the video. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, it's not. But here's the last thing, bro. That guy, bro, looking cool as fuck. That's the main thing. The main thing is still the main thing. He looks very cool.
Yeah, I also will say that the 5 years thing is what contributed to the massive first week sales, because it's kind of like what Uzi did on two albums ago. I think it was like bigger than life or something, or Eternal Take. Sorry,
Eternal Take.
Eternal.
That's the last album.
No, that was 2 projects ago.
No, the Pink Take is 2 projects ago. Eternal Take. You talking about Eternal Take 2 or Eternal Take?
The first one, the Eternal Take.
Oh yeah.
The blue cover and the little aliens.
I'm tripping. Yeah.
So that was after he hadn't dropped in years, and he did like 250, 260. So he did something crazy. So that when the scarcity model is like a marketing. This is like a marketing lesson with the Carti thing. Where Kendrick, same thing. You go away for 5 years. You make people crave the product or the service. It's the scarcity play, right?
Oh, that's
and then when you pop out, they're like, "Oh my God, thank you so much!" And then there you go, #1 album, 300,000 first week, whatever.
I don't think what you're saying is 100% right. I don't think everybody could pull that play.
No,
everybody don't try to go away for 5 years.
They can't. Yeah, but it's a contributing factor for sure.
That's definitely if you can figure out how to go away from 4 or 5 years and keep your fan base intrigued and fed and hungry for more.